It's time for a big interview, and today I have one of my favorite people in bed with me. So, at the FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people who are so important to our LGBTQ plus community. This morning, I present to you an interview with one such influential queer trailblazer, Adrianna Tender. So, Trans Day of Visibility is coming up, and Trans Day of Visibility is right around the corner, like I said. And to talk about that, we have Adrianna Tender from Trans Inclusive Group in bed with us. Adrianna is just a passionate transgender advocate with an associate's degree in psychology and is slated to graduate on April 27th with her BA in psychology at Florida International University. Highlighted by her role as program manager at Trans Inclusive Group and as the owner of Tender Loving Care Trans Mentoring, she holds leadership positions in esteemed organizations, including the National Board of Governors of the Human Rights Campaign, the former vice president of the Dolphin Dems, vice president of South Florida's chapter of AHF Flux, and is on the board of directors of BLINC, and a member of the Transgender Health in Action Advisory Group of the Broward County HIV Prevention Planning Council. And in her spare time, she hangs out with me. Which is never, right? I mean, welcome to the FayWhat show, the incredible Adrianna Tender. How are you, sissy?
I'm good, baby. How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm so happy to have you in bed. I enjoy having you in bed.
I'm glad to be in bed with you.
Yeah. So we had your boyfriend in bed a couple of weeks back, Mr. Tommy.
I saw. I was a little jealous.
You know that I would never have him in bed without some permission, right?
You better know it. You better know it.
You better know it. How have you been? How are you and Tommy taking over the world right now?
It's been cool. He's such a great partner. He's been very supportive. I've been taking him everywhere. This past weekend was ridiculous, and he took it with stride, so I was glad.
Yes. You just had the HRC dinner. It was a huge success. I think there were over 600 people in attendance. I mean, that is incredible.
It was amazing.
You know?
It truly was amazing.
And you work with these organizations that are doing the big fight right now, I mean, in this current climate, how important is for you to be part of all these different organizations, Adrianna?
I mean, it's very important when you think about all the anti-LGBTQ, specifically transgender legislation that's going on and all of the misinformation that you're hearing about trans people, and the fact that they're taking away our health care and they don't want kids to play in sports as their preferred gender. It's so much going on right now. And that's not even talking about the people who are in the military that they don't want to be in the military anymore. It's like, hey, they're here trying to defend our country.
Yes.
And you don't want them to do that?
Yes. I always think about, I think her name is Altice Arum, right? I always say her last name wrong,
I know
right?
who you're talking about. That's who I was thinking about.
Right, was it? Okay. And this girl is just beautiful, right? And she's always like, I don't know her intimately, like we're not friends like that, but I've been blessed to be able to judge a couple of pageants that she's been in and stuff like that, right?
She's amazing.
And so she's part of the military. That is her career. That is who she is. She really, whenever she competes, she makes it a point to put that in her talent or to put it in her question and answer or whatever it is. But she's proud to defend this country while this country is doing all this stuff. Like something that I read today was that they're going to kick out all transgender people by Trans Day of Visibility of the military. Like, how does that wash over you when you've got all these siblings calling to you going, listen, my passport just got here in the mail and it's got my dead gender on it. You know what I mean? Like, or, I have family that don't have papers and I'm afraid of their immigration status. Like, there's just so much going on.
It just feels like we're going backwards. I mean, I've been doing this work for some time now, and that's one of the first things that's affirming when people change their names and their gender.
Yeah.
I know when I got mine done probably 10, 12 years ago, I just felt like I'm a woman.
Yes.
I didn't need anyone to tell me that.
Yes.
I already knew that on the inside. But just seeing that driver's license that had my name on it and my preferred gender, it just meant the world to me. And the fact that now there are some members, they're actually sending their driver's license and identification cards back to them with their gender that they were assigned at birth.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I can't imagine getting that in the mail. You know what I mean? Like getting this piece of paper in the mail that is basically dead naming you, dead gendering you, not being, saying you're not who you say you are. You know what I mean? You can't be your true authentic self. We just refuse, And this is the world that we're in. And, you know, these military folks still want to fight and protect this country that basically doesn't love them, doesn't support them, doesn't want them to be who they are, you know? And that's why organizations like Trans Inclusive Group are so freaking important.
Yes. Specifically with this political climate, it's very important. You know, you have trans people that are reaching out to us for everything from identification documents, trying to make sure that they're updated, to some trans people who are just unhoused and looking for somewhere to stay and trying to figure out who's going to be able to help me with that, or, you know, just their utility bills because maybe you've gotten behind. As the program manager, I am the first contact person when it comes to our Trans Inclusive Group Emergency Crisis Fund.
Wow.
And just seeing and hearing those stories on a daily, sometimes it definitely weighs me down.
It has to.
But knowing that we're there to support them in the best way that we can, it does feel good.
Yeah.
It does feel
Yeah,
good.
well, and you're doing God's work, girl. I mean, that's the truth, you know? And it's not a coincidence that it's Women's History Month, right? And these are the times that we need to celebrate folks like Adrianna that are doing the work, you know, that are helping our community in such a way with the huge target that our trans siblings have on their back right now, you know? So Trans Inclusive Group was founded back in 2017, and they advocate to protect and defend equality for all transgender and LGBTQ plus individuals in South Florida by building trust and relationships with community providers to end discrimination, end the stigma, and racial disparities to address social determinants of health. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I mean, health, like you were saying about how they want to stop gender affirming care. They want to stop your health care when it comes to the meds that you need to continue being your true authentic self. Like, I mean, it's hard enough getting a job these days. You know what I mean? It's hard enough going to Publix and leaving with a bag of groceries that costed you $65. You know what I mean? Like,
I know so many years back, and I don't want to like tell my age because, you know, I am like 22.
22 plus something.
But I remember having to go through the black market to get all of my medication when I was growing up. And the fact that now our young transgendered siblings are able to go to LGBTQ friendly facilities and get their hormones is just so imperative. Yeah. And the one thing that I can say, if you are trying to get on hormone therapy, you can definitely reach out to us at Trans Inclusive Group. And it's like the Underground Railroad. We're going to make sure that we find a way. I'm going to find someone to get you exactly what you need and get you to the right people.
Wow. Yeah. And, you know, you folks have heard me from this bed say that right now our events are more important than ever. Okay, we've got to be out in numbers. I don't care if there's 15 prides. I don't give a shit. You need to be at all of them. All right, and shine as bright as you can. Trans Day of Visibility is coming up. Okay, and Trans Day of Visibility, you know, if you know what TDOR is, right? Trans Day of Remembrance is when we remember those that have been taken too soon because of, anti-trans violence, because of just horrible, sick people that exist in this world. And Trans Day of Visibility is when we highlight and we celebrate.
Yes.
Our trans community with all that their vibrancy and all their fabulousness and all of their intelligence and everything that they bring to this world. I'm getting goosebumps because, like, I don't know why you have me host this event, okay? Because I really do, all right? This is my 3rd year hosting Trans Day of Visibility. Yes. Adrianna was the one who brought me in. You know, years ago, I was like, look, I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to help. What do I do? And then Adrianna said, you do just that. You say, what can I do? How can I help? And we put you to work. And she put me to work by hosting the event, right? So here we are, year 3 on me. How long has Trans Inclusive been bringing us TDOV?
Oh my goodness. So we've been doing Transgender Day of Visibility for the last 5 years.
Okay.
And this is something that's very important. It's almost like it's a resistance to let people know that, listen, we're not disappearing. You cannot erase us. We are here. Yeah. You know, and it happens every year on March 31st, and it's going to be at the Pride Center at 6:30 p.m. And I just hope that everyone comes out because we need our whole community. to
Now
come
more
and
than
support
ever.
us now more than ever.
Now more than ever. I mean, like I said, it's Trans Day of Visibility is almost like trans pride, okay? Because it really is, because we got food, we have fun, we have entertainment, we have spoken word, we have testimonials, we've got a little bit of everything.
Yes, we're going to have some amazing speakers. Braylon Brown is going to be one of the amazing speakers. We're going to have Ariana Lent. We're going to have May Diaz, who's one of our staff at Trans Inclusive Group. We're also going to have Star Adita. She's going to be one of our speakers, and we're going to have some amazing entertainment.
Star that we just had dinner with?
Her.
Oh, Star from SunServe. You are awesome, girl.
Yes.
That is Black queer magic right there. You know what I mean? Like, I love the energy that she brings.
She is amazing, and we're going to have some incredible entertainment. Kimberly Venom.
Oh, yes.
We're going to have Nicole T. Phillips.
Oh, I love Miss Nicole.
She's going to be there. It's going to be amazing.
I love it. I love it. And how is it that, it can't be easy to put these things together because there's a lot of components. There's a lot of little details, right? Plus the food is always amazing. I'm just going to say, right? But it's, how do you surpass yourself every year? You know what I mean? Because you're already telling me, last year was freaking amazing. The year before, it rained us out and we were inside and it was still Tiffany Arriagas was there freaking doing some two-step thing. It was just ridiculous. You know what I mean? How does this come together? Do people come to you and say, hey, I want to be part of this? Do you seek these people out? Do you see, because we go to a lot of events, do you see people and go, oh yeah, I want that person to be part of TDOV?
So it's a combination of both, right?
Okay.
So there are people in the community that have been doing great work, and I specifically reach out to them. The whole staff were like, okay, who do we want to have? And we go and we sit there and we, it's a combination of both though, because there are a lot of people also that are signing up on top of the speakers that we have and the paid entertainment. We have people throughout community who are coming to do spoken word, do drag shows, sing, dance, whatever they feel like doing. So it's a combination of that. And every year it gets bigger, it gets better.
Yes.
And I am so excited to have the support of so many different community partners that are going to make this a success. SunServe.
She looks
You
over
in this
at
picture.
Tony.
SunServe will be taking care of the food this year.
Awesome.
And that's amazing because, the food is really something that brings the people in.
It does.
Right? I love fellowshipping with people, sitting, eating, talking.
And you're allowed to do that in this, it's jam packed. Okay. Understand that you're going to be entertained the whole time that you are there, but you also have the networking, part of it at the beginning where you get to see people that maybe you haven't seen in a long time. The reality is that the trans community has a huge target on their back. All right. They are such a small percentage and Trump made them his scapegoat, right? His target during his running, I hate that people that have never met a trans person in their life, or they think they haven't, okay? Let's be real, have all these stereotypical crazy notions about a community that they know shit about. You know what I mean? This would be a great time for allies to come to TDOV, right? Or so just, in our own community, right? There's a lot of letters to that acronym that maybe feel that they are supporting the T when they're really not supporting the T.
The fact that the government is trying to pull the T away from the LGBTQ is completely and utterly ridiculous. And they're being strategic about it. And they just want us to fight within our community so we won't have those numbers that we need. But people need to know that, hey, transgendered people started this fight.
Yes, ma'am.
When you go back to Stonewall
yes, ma'am.
and Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, we started this and we're still on the front lines.
Yeah.
So we need your support. And we're still looking for sponsors and community partners for Transgender Day of Visibility. And you can reach out to me or any of the staff if you'd like to be a part. And also, you can still donate towards our Florida AIDS Walk.
Oh, for sure.
And the money that you give will be doubled. It's greatly needed. If you're looking to help the transgender community, a donation to Trans Inclusive Group through our Florida AIDS Walk would be amazing.
Oh, see, that's imperative, right? And that is how they do the good work. That is how they help our siblings out there that are in trouble. That's the reality. I mean, think about it. How difficult it is to get a job, period. Right? But then when your paperwork doesn't work, doesn't match what you're presenting, I mean, it's a whole shit show. Let's be real. Let's be honest, right? We're not giving our trans community the resources that they need, right? And trans inclusive is just one of the few groups here in South Florida that focus on the transgender community. But every LGBTQ plus community, if you have TQ plus as part of your mission statement, you need to be helping the T.
And I do want to say that this organization, this event is led by Trans Inclusive Group, but it's put on by all of the trans organizations in South Florida. So we have Adrianna Center,
Trans Social,
Trans Social, the McKinsey Project. They're all part of this.
Are there moments that you want to give up? Are there moments that you're like, not today, Satan? I mean, Adrianna, you've been fighting this fight for a while, mama, and you've got so many other things going on too.
There are days when I'm like, F this, because sometimes you look and you're like, look at all the work that we've put in, and they can just sign something and just say, we're not here.
Yeah.
That they're trying to erase us.
Yeah.
But then there's that other side where I hear these stories every single day of trans people that are going through things from being unhoused, not having health care, not having food to eat, being attacked by people. And then I'm like, if I'm not going to do it, who's going to do it?
Who is? If not you, then who?
But we have an amazing executive director at Trans Inclusive Group.
Yay, Tati!
Tatiana Williams, who's there making sure that she's supporting all of us, making sure that we have the funding that we need to fight this great fight.
Yeah.
We're actually going to Tallahassee tomorrow to Pride at the Capitol and to the Trans March to tell our stories, because that's so important. To be visible and to tell our stories to the community and to our legislatures who feel that they know more about us than we do.
Than you do, exactly. Yeah, and let me commend you and Tati. Let me commend Morgan and Ashley over at Trans Social. Let me commend Miss Jasmine McKenzie. I mean, this is the fight of our lives. Of our freaking lives. And the reality is that a lot of us in community can just go past. All right. And like wash our hands and be like, all right, let me try to separate myself because I don't want to be caught in the craziness. Right. And that's the last thing that you should be doing right now. Right. Because like Adrianna said, they want us to fight. They want us to completely just annihilate each other. And that's in Black and brown community. That is HIV/AIDS community. That's what they want. They want this world to just be a bunch of white cisgendered men. OK, look at yourself. If you are not a white cisgendered straight man, you in trouble. They're coming for you, Molly.
And that's what people need to realize. People need to realize when they were talking about, oh, we're dismantling this and we're taking away DEI, and they were like, oh, it's that LGBTQ. It's okay. It's that LGBTQ community. But when they realize that it's everyone, that it's disabled people, that it's women, it's anybody that is not a cisgendered male, everyone falls underneath that.
Yep.
And we're all in trouble.
Yep.
So what we have to do is we have to all stick together and fight this fight, because we can't do it alone.
Yep.
We need everyone. People from faith-based organizations, from churches, everyone. We need everyone in this fight.
Amen. Amen. I love you, Adrianna.
I love you too.
Thank you for being my sissy.
Oh my God, thank you.
You don't understand how much you helped me get through some crazy stuff too. I'm just saying. But you can't have her. She's mine.
I'm just trying to do what you do. You're always there for me.
Listen, I try my best. I will always be there for you. From the second that you allowed me to be part of this world, right? I have been so humbled to be, because there's just certain times that we're in certain spaces where I'm the only cisgendered woman, right? You know what I mean? And where I'm the only lesbian. And I've never been felt like an outsider. You've never made me feel different.
I love that you're just unapologetically you in every single space. You'll be that only one Latin woman in the room amongst all the Black people. And you're like, I'm here. I'm supporting.
But that's how you have to be, and that's how we all should be, okay? So
Agreed.
I expect to see you all at TDOV. It is time. It has been time, my friends, all right, to come together in unity and for Trans Day of Visibility to stand with our trans siblings, okay? Now or never, folks. I mean, seriously, this is a huge invitation that I am bringing to you and telling you, show up at the Pride Center March 31st. It's going to be a fantastic time. It's a Monday, so you wrap up work and you head on over. You don't got to eat because we got you taken care of. We've always got good food. You're always going to run into some amazing people. And drinks, because there's always
and
drinks.
And can I tell them how they can support one more time?
Please.
Yes. So you make sure that you go to the FloridaAIDSWatch.org and look for Trans Inclusive Group and donate.
And donate. And donate. All right. So see you all at the Pride Center on Monday, March 31st from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. for Trans Day of Visibility. Let's party. All right. Make sure you follow Trans Inclusive Group on all social media outlets and also Miss Adrianna Tender. Look into that camera, Miss Adrianna, and say your best FayWhat?
FayWhat?
There. She turned it. All right. We'll be right back.